In the triangle ABC, AB is equal to B, AC is equal to C, and N is on the side BC such that BN to NC is in the ratio of 3 to 2. Write in terms of B and C, vector BC, vector BN, and vector AN. Right, the first thing to do when you get a question like this, obviously, is to draw a diagram. Now, vectors can be written by either big letters or small letter. Normally the small letter is in bold print. Okay, so we want the vector from A to B, so we'll draw in a line segment with an arrow pointing in the direction from A to B, and we'll call that B. Then we're told that AC is C, so again a line segment with an arrow, and we call that vector C. Right, in order to work out vector BC, so that's the vector going from B to C in terms of B and C, we need to write this out using capital letters first. So we're going from I'll use a bit of color coding here. So vector B to C is represented by that line segment with that arrow. We're going from B to C. Right, we need to go against here. So that's going to be from B to A, and then with this one here from plus A to C. Now it's very advisable to write that bit out first, okay? Notice the start letter of each thing is the same here, and notice that the finishing letter is the same. Right, so BC will be equal to minus B because you are going against the arrow, so it's always negative B if you are going against the arrow. If you're going with the arrow for AC, then you just add it, plus. So moving in the opposite direction. So it's plus C there. Now normally we wouldn't write it like that. Normally the final answer would be written BC will be C minus A. All we've done is swap those around, and that's okay. But just remember, we're going from B to C, we're going against B and with C. So minus B plus C. That's a very, very important concept to realise, and it's a good idea to write it out like that first. Right, second part, we have to find the vector Bn. So again, drawing our diagram, what we've got so far. So we've got vector AB, vector AC, and now we've got vector BC, which we know is C minus B. We were told that N, this point N, is on here such that the ratio Bn to NC, Bn to NC is in the ratio of 3 to 2. Now if you do 2 plus 3, that means there's 5 parts. That means this is 3/5 of the way along this line. So this is 3/5 along the line, and that's 2/5 along the line. That's another important concept to realise here. So Bn, B to N, is 3/5 of BC. It's going to be Bn is going to be 3/5 of this line BC. We already have a vector for BC, which is C minus B. So we can write down that Bn is 3/5 times my answer to the last bit, which is C minus B. And that's the answer. We can leave it like that. Finally, we need to find the... just before we carry on, we've got B, we've got C, and we now know that this vector Bn is 3/5 of C minus B. We want to find the vector from A to N. So to go from A to N, we need to go AB plus Bn. Alright, we know that AB, we're going with the arrow, is going to be B, and then Bn going with this vector is going to be adding 3/5 of C minus B. Now normally this now needs to be simplified. Now it can be simplified using the normal rules of algebra. So expanding the brackets, we're going to get B plus 3 over 5C minus 3 over 5B. Now B minus 3 over 5B gives 2 over 5B plus 3 over 5C. Now that will do as the answer, but you could factor out 1/5, and write it 1/5 bracket 2b plus 3c. The important thing to realize that the normal rules of algebra apply when you're doing this, okay? So this has been a video to do the introduction of vectors. The vectors are written as line segments, and like vector A to B could be called a small letter b, and it's a line which has an arrow on it. If you're going against the arrow, then the vector becomes negative. Okay, I hope you understood this, and thank you very much for watching.